What is up, everybody? This is Dale with Lackluster Gaming, the show for those who love to game but know they're mediocre at best. And on screen you can see we hit 150 subscribers.
What?
Thank you guys so much, everybody who has joined recently, and I just want to make sure you all understand, when you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that little bell and do the little stuff and get those bell sounds there. Yeah, do it! That way you'll be notified no matter what, whenever I post a video. And you want to do it because we're going to be hosting a lot more tournaments. And speaking of tournaments, yesterday we hosted our second subscriber and clan tournament. It was actually hosted by Carlos, Gaming with Carlos. You got to go check him out. I'll put another link down in the description box below. And it was awesome. I'll be hosting some tournaments directly, and if you want to host a tournament through my channel, and we'll broadcast it, and we'll give you a little shout out and a link down below, just like we're doing for Carlos here, let me know and we can set that up for you. But jumping right into today's gameplay, Hog Cycle. It's something I love. I love fast-paced decks. They're the best. I just suck when it comes to slow pushes. I just really do. I just can't do it. I don't understand what my issue is, but when it comes to Goizen decks, and I've been trying to make a video for you guys to explain how those decks work, I just can't. I get crushed every time. But these fast-paced ones like this, oh man, I destroy it. So, what we're seeing on screen is I got 2 pumps up, and that's the key to this deck, is pump, 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 pump. That's it. You gain elixir advantages, you use some of your smaller cards like the skeletons we just saw on screen, you kite enemy troops away from your towers to prevent damage, and you pump, and you pump, and you pump, until you get your Hog Cycle, and you send your Hog out with whatever else you got up on screen. See, I'm just like, boom, Hog Eye Spirit, whatever. Right on, we'll send that in. Oh no, he's got a Golem. Now, normally I would have pushed the other lane, but I got so much damage on that side anyway, so we might as well just keep pushing it. And at this point, I know the Golem's coming in, so sit down my Inferno Tower. Inferno Tower's beast. And luckily you put that princess right in the worst spot possible. So we'll poison all of that, get rid of it, send in our Ice Spirit, and then whatever becomes available, I just kind of pop it on screen. And that's pretty much how this deck works. I mean, it is more than that. Granted, it's not really just like push and play, but let's go over the basics just so you guys can kind of get a feel of how I use this deck. So if the pump is in your starting hand, great. Wait until you're almost at 10, put the pump down. Start gaining elixir immediately, and then if you kind of want to be the aggressor, you don't want to hold back really. And if your opponent pushes, let's say your opponent pushes the left lane, instantly go to the right. You know, start forcing your opponent to use his elixir on the other lane. That way, if he's got one of those slow pushes that builds up a massive swarm of big heavy tanks, you know, by the time it gets to your side of the map, if you start hitting the opposite side, and look at that, 3 crown win, just want to talk about that. That's amazing, isn't it? But anyway, if you're pushing the right side and your aggressor is coming on the left side, then he's going to be forced to spend elixir in that opposite lane, which is going to diminish the strength of his push on the left-hand side. So that's when you want to get ready to defend. So you've got your guards, the skeletons, and I know they're just little dudes, but you know, they do pretty good damage as long as they don't get zapped away right away. And if they do, no problem. Just come right up with the guards, and then the Ice Spirit, freeze them for 2 seconds. I mean, that's a big value. 2 seconds of freeze power is a lot for 1 elixir. It's huge. And then pop down that Inferno Tower and just melt anything they send at you. And that's pretty much the entire strategy, like balled up into one. Now, the flexibility of the cards, I was asked about this in the in clan chat, and there really isn't too much flexibility. I've played around with a couple control decks, and this kind of reminds me of a control deck, but instead of using you know, a miner and a few of the other cards that you typically find in control decks, this uses I don't know, a lot of really low cost, fast placed cards. So those 1 elixir and cards is what gets the deck moving, and that's what you want to do. You want to move fast, as quickly as possible. Now, see, this guy's got the Royal Giant and the Witch. So those are 2 cards. One of them is 6 elixir and one is 5 elixir. So for that push alone, and then with the Miner also, that's a 14 elixir push. My push is 5 elixir. It's a Hog and an Ice Spirit, or the Hog and the Skeletons. Now, those 2 combos right there do a ton of damage. I typically use the guards for defense, but as soon as they're done killing whatever's on screen, I'll put down the Hog and the Skeletons, or the Hog and the Ice Spirit. Now I got a triple threat, you know, the Hog, a 1 elixir card, and then my guards also going, and they do tons of damage, because the Hog is fairly tanky. I mean, it's not massively overwhelming like this Royal Giant here on screen, but you know, it can take some damage, and while it's taken the heat from an arena tower, little skeletons, like you just saw on screen, do a ton of damage. Those little dudes just wreck shop. So that's the whole point. And if you're pumping correctly and you're gaining elixir constantly, and you're going up against decks that have these massive, heavy, high elixir cost decks, you're going to be fine, because he's going to have, look at that, my Hog just died and I had another Hog, you know, by the time 1 Hog dies, I've got another Hog, and they either can't attack or can't defend. It's one or the other. The opponent basically is forced to choose, and that's the whole point. You gotta force them to choose to defend or attack, and if they attack, no problem, you defend real quick and then use your defense, because you got another Hog, and they got nothing for you. It's amazing. So I want to get to some shout outs now. It seems like we're getting about 4 a day, and that's pretty cool, and the channel's been so active, the comment section, and I appreciate everybody's feedback. So before we get to the shout outs, I want to ask you for some suggestions. Let me know what you want to see. Do you like these Clash Royale videos? I mean, I do. I personally, I love the game. I suck at it. I'm not good. I'm not. I'm mediocre. But I love playing it. I love the strategy and the different, just everything about it is just fantastic. So let me know if there are other games that you would want to see, and if there isn't, and you say, hey, Clash Royale is the best, just keep going with that, you know, I'm going to keep going with it anyway. So, Jesse Willis, thank you for joining. P Gaming, Zootupo, hey, he's in the clan too now. Good to see him in there. And then King Savage. King Savage is brand new. Just got him this morning. Thanks for coming along, man. I really appreciate your sub. I appreciate your feedback. So let me know in the comment sections a deck that you want to see, a strategy you want to see, a specific card that you want to see spotlighted, a specific, if you want to see a control deck, a cycle deck, a beatdown deck, or if you don't know the differences of those decks and you need me to explain them, let me know, and I would be extremely happy to let you know. So, look on screen right now, and what we got going on is kind of interesting. This is the second deck that I've gone up against that features the Golem. And I don't know if the matchmaker has some kind of, algorithm that says, oh, look, this deck is 3.1 elixir, so let's put him up against this guy. He's got 4.7 elixir deck or something. I don't know if it does that, but I'm thinking it does, because it happens a lot to me, where I have low elixir decks and I go up against high elixir decks, and I actually like that, but I don't know. So right now we got a pump on screen, and he's gonna put down his Golem. I'm gonna poison that pump just to kind of stop him from gaining any sort of elixir advantage, and put down my second pump. And I'm going to get ready for this attack coming in, because this is kind of huge. Now, like I said before, I usually push the other lane, and I did so at the worst time possible. So I pushed the other lane, and he dropped the 3 muskies. So now I've got a golem 3 musketeer push, and nothing was available for me right away. So luckily, the poison became available because it's such a fast-moving deck that I was able to put it down and stop the 3 muskies. They were able to take the tower, but as he's recuperating from spending so much elixir, I'm attacking that other arena tower with the hog already. That's why this deck is so valuable. So, again, boom, another hog just right away, and he doesn't even have time to put down an elixir collector as defense. So this match is obviously going to go into overtime. He's got the 3 muskies, I've got the poison, zap them, throw down the guards, try to knock them all out. Success, barely did any damage to me, and I've got another hog going in with an ice spirit, freezes up the wizard, and takes 3 big hits, and the tower is dead, and that's it. So give this deck a shot, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.